Hello everyone and welcome back to the FMScout channel. It's another team guide. I'm Cappers, and if you aren't aware, which I'm almost definitely sure you are, the FMScout Cup is currently going on. It's 16 YouTubers and basically it's a cup to try and raise some awareness and some money for prostate cancer, which is for a great cause. The games have already started, and basically check them out, give it some support, donate if you can, and yeah, just give the channel some support because obviously it's for a great cause. So the team guide today, as you can see on the screen, it is Borussia Dortmund, the German giants. They've really it was last season where they sort of fell off the rail a bit. Under Klopp, they went downhill a bit. They did manage to get into the Europa League. However, most of these players really should be playing Champions League. I'm looking at you, Marco Reus, and I'm looking at you, Mats Hummels. So, what are Borussia Dortmund all about? So, they're rich. They've got continental reputation. They're fucking filthy rich in terms of the value. 55,000 season ticket holders. They play at Signal Iduna Park, a fantastic stadium with 81,000 capacity. Their nickname is their BVB. Their kits, you can see here, I do have a kit pack, which just makes them look a bit nicer. They've won one European, Champions League, I always call that, in '97. They've won 8 German first divisions, the last one coming in 2012. And yeah, that's sort of just the general info. So onto the general, their fierce rivals are Schalke, Bayern obviously, bit of a competitive one because the two have been vying for the leagues. So yeah, you just look at all of Dortmund and it's a great club. So that's the main thing I'd start with. It's a fantastic club, and honestly, unless you're a Schalke fan, everyone sort of likes Dortmund. It's just sort of a common thing. I like Dortmund just because they're Dortmund. I mean, the Iduna Park is awesome. So let's take a look at the squad. So immediately, Marco Reus. Well, bang, he's going to slap you in the face. I'm Marco Reus. He's a world-class player, and he is key to your success. Play him in that attacking midfield left role. Look at the stats. I mean, your main goal, other than signing anyone, other than anything, is keeping hold of Marco Reus, because I've seen him get very unhappy. And I'm not sure if he still has it. No, he doesn't. But he used to have a release clause. However, if you just take a look, his stats are incredible. And realistically, you need to keep hold of him because he will carry you. And he's only, 26? So he'll be at the top of his game for probably 3 seasons, 4 maybe. And he'll still be good when he's 30-ish. But yeah, he's going to be the catalyst of your team. The next player to take a look at is Mats Hummels. I mean, Mats Hummels sort of speaks for himself. He falls under the same bracket as Reus. However, he's quite loyal. I think he's I'm not sure. Yeah, Dortmund. His favourite club's Dortmund. I think he's quite loyal, but he's also another player who's world class and does need to be playing Champions League football. Just look at those mental stats. They're absolutely fantastic. He's the club captain, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think his acceleration's a bit lacklustre. But his pace isn't too bad. He does indeed fall under the same category as Reus. He just needs to be kept hold of. Ilkay Gundogan, a man who's been plagued by injuries, but really does have quality. I think in that centre midfield role, or even that in behind the back four in the pivoting role, he's quality once more. Maybe not world class, but definitely class. Henrik Mkhitaryan. I would operate him on the wing or potentially through the middle if you want to play 3, but 3 behind, that works. But yeah, good shadow striker. He's got some good stats all round, really. Good. All of these Dortmund players have good mental stats, it looks like. Matthias Ginter, he's got fantastic potential. The young German. He could be the stalwart of your team for absolutely years to come. He's only 21, but again, mental stats are quality. Heading 15, tackling 14, marking 14. He's quite similar to Mats Hummels. And then you've got Shinji Kagawa, another good player. He's liked by the Dortmund fans. And then one of your main men, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, poacher. Look at that, the 20 acceleration. He's rapid. 14 finishing is okay. Well, it's not okay. It's more than okay. he's going to score you goals. Simple as that. Nuri Sahin is a great player, but he's out for ages. I forgot to say, this is on the official SI Winter Update. Socrates, yes. He's good centre-back again. Eric Durm is out for quite a while as well. But once he comes back, he's very versatile, and he can play in either of the full-back positions. So we're just going to go through a few more. Julian Weigl is very good for his age, only 19. Once again, the pivot role or just in the centre midfield role. If we take a look at how good he is, technique, passing, the mentals once again, fantastic. Is there anyone else I want to mention? Felix Paslak. This is Piszczek version 2. Because his stats are absolutely brilliant and he's got massive potential. So keep hold of him. So yeah, it's a nice squad. It is lacking a few players. However, it does have those couple of world-class players who, are really going to carry you, such as Royce, such as Hummels, and even Aubameyang to an extent. So if we just want to take a look at the under-19s, one stands out already is Christian Pulisic. 16 years of age, and he's already good enough to play in the first division, which is incredible. So if you do need a player, and actually in my recommendation I'd just move him up, because he's in behind the striker, or he could play out wide as an inside forward. He's got some pretty good stats for a 16-year-old, so I think he could definitely have some place in your team in the first season and definitely make him your priority. The other good potential ones is Jacob Brun Larsen, the Dane international, not yet. He's 6'4". That's massive. He's 6'4" and he plays as a winger. So again, someone who could be a wide target man if you needed another option. He's got good potential. Then Julian Schwerman, a centre half, not bad, but his strength lets him down and he's quite short. Another one we'll mention is Patrick Fritsch, another defender. Again, the mentals lacking, not as good as a prospect as Brun Larsen and Pulisic. And in Dortmund too, there's only really this guy, Zeniz Bernic, who's okay. He's nothing too special, but he does have quite good stats all across the board. So yeah, he's got some potential, and he would count to the German quota. So yeah, it's quite a balanced squad, quite nice. I'm going to move on to the money now. In the money, you're rich, pretty much. Your transfer budget is 17.8 million with a bit on the wage. How much officially? 77. It's more than enough. But yeah, if you do end up doing well in all of the cups and potentially finishing the Euro places, you're going to be rolling in it within a couple of years. So you've got that to watch out for. 114 million in the bank. That is a whole lot of money. You can budge the budget up to about 20, but again, that's more than enough. So I'm going to move on now onto the tactics side of things, which is where it does indeed get very interesting. So I'll catch you there in just a second. So onto the tactics side of Borussia Dortmund. So over the years, Dortmund have been renowned for using their 4-2-3-1. Under Klopp, they were renowned for having the high press game, 4-2-3-1, etc, etc. And I wouldn't stray too far from that. This is what I've got set up. I haven't done too much because of course tactics, it's all about you, what you prefer. However, this is what would be best. And Mkhitaryan out on the right side, I mean, I'd say he's the best out there, but that's definitely somewhere you need to strengthen. However, apart from that, maybe the centre midfield area. I'll tell you something you do need to improve is the German coefficient. We'll get onto that. But yeah, so 4-2-3-1. And I mean, if you wanted to, you could go more direct. You could have a higher tempo. You could close down more. Things like that. You know, Klopp-esque. Your Gegen pressing. But something that I think could work with Dortmund if you change this is you could transition. You could transition Dortmund from a high press side to a beautiful, well, not beautiful, it depends what your view is, but a passing sort of team. Obviously they do passing, most football teams do passing, but I'm on sort of your Barcelona, your tiki-taka sort of play, and this is probably the best formation for that. So you've got the four, your solid four. This is good. You've got it live, guys. that name doesn't fit on the shirt, so let's just remove past the Hubela and just name him Socrates. Much better. So, yeah, you have the one in front, which would be your pivot role, your Sergio Busquets role. You got your two in front. Preferably, one of them's got to be a playmaker. So, I'd go box-to-box midfielder and advanced playmaker support. Something along those lines. Then you'd have your front three. You've got your Royce, you've got your Mkhitaryan, and you've got your Aubameyang. So, obviously, you can pick and choose. You can decide what you think, what you see fit, and just go from there, really, because they are quite a versatile team. You can do a lot. There's not much else to say about the tactics, really. Let's move on to the transfer segment. Who to get rid of and who you should bring in around about now. But first, in true Klopp fashion, let's have some heavy metal. The first player that I'm going to recommend you is Serge Gnabry from Arsenal. Now, this may be a bit of a surprising one, however, he fits the German quota, he can fill that right mid spot perfectly, and he is probably a wonder kid. Not quite, but he will get very good, and of course he fits the quota, so he does have interest. Second player on the list is Timo Horn. Now, with Weidenfeller getting on, you may need a new keeper, and Timo Horn fits that perfectly. He won't cost you too much, about 5 to 8 million from FC Köln. He fits the German quota once more, and he could be the linchpin of your goalkeeping position for years to come. The next one may come as a bit of a surprise, but it's Loic Remy from Chelsea. On the new update, he's on the transfer list for 9 million. Now that's it's a bit of a bargain, and you could get him on loan as well. With Aubameyang being your only fit striker, really, with Ramos being out for a while, he could be the perfect backup you need to make a Europa and Champions League charge. The penultimate player on the list is Timo Werner. Now, most of you who've played FM for a few years will know this kid does turn into a bit of a wonder kid. He fits the quota, of course. He's at Stuttgart. He can play all across the front three. However, he will cost you a bit, so how much you pay for him is completely up to you. But he's rapid. He could be your long-term Royce replacement and could even do a job in the first team now. The final player is Karim Bellarabi. Now, this is quite a big one. It's from one of your rivals, Leverkusen, but he does have a 17.8 million release clause. But you do have competition for Bayern. He obviously fits the quota, and he will give you a Royce-esque kind of player on the right side. You'll have another quality star German Bundesliga player. If you can beat Bayern to him, then by all means do it. But that will be a hard task. But Dortmund do have the money for the wages, and I can't really recommend this guy enough because he really could change the dynamic of your team completely. So lads, that is going to bring the video to an end. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe to the FMScout channel. Make sure to check out the FMScout Cup, it's for a great cause. And also check out my channel, link will be in the description if you did like me, not in that way. Please, however, leave suggestions of what teams you want in the comments, as I will almost definitely be listening to them, and I will probably do them. Well, it's highly likely anyway, but yeah, if you did enjoy, I've been Cappers, do all those things, and I'll see you next week. Have a great week, guys. Peace.